Good morning. My name is Sharon Sabota, and my pronouns are she, her, and hers. I've been asked to do the call to worship today for a day that is asking us to think about ethics, to think about our personal agency, and to think about how we'll use our voices. Because, as we know, silence is violence. In my weekend job, which comes without pay but is filled with passion, I'm a reporter for Pacifica KPFA Radio. And I do this work with this as my instrument of change, an audio recorder, because I find that my most effective way to make a small contribution toward change is really to amplify voices, to tell stories that aren't heard, to shed light on lives that might otherwise be forgotten, in the words of people's loved ones, to talk to the communities that are directly impacted. It's small, but it's something. In my day job, I work as the Center for Women and Gender Equity Director, and we use a program called Green Dot with our students. It's about bystander intervention. And as I watched George Floyd's life be squeezed out of him under the knee of Officer Derek Chauvin, as one officer watched and two other officers were on other parts of his body, I thought that it represented the largest missed opportunity for bystander intervention that I'd ever seen. 8 minutes and 46 seconds passed. We could hear bystanders that were off to the side saying, "Excuse that, sir, this person can't breathe. Can you please let him breathe?" They didn't listen to that. And the officers also chose not to challenge their colleague. We know that there's different things in place, like seniority of officers. Some people were new on the job. People feel vulnerable. All of these things are true. And yet, a life was lost. And that part can't be changed. But I do feel like this is the largest opportunity that I can remember seeing in my lifetime for us to come together, where the whole country is united in demanding a better justice system, one that isn't reckless with any lives, especially not Black and brown lives, that values and protects all people. And I think that we all have a part in doing that. My children are just 5 years old and 8 years old. They've asked a lot of questions. They've been trying to wrap their mind around why somebody might die, because they might or might not have had a counterfeit $20 bill. I want to remind all of us that we've seen no evidence of this allegation that was made against George Floyd. But regardless, even if in a thought experiment it turned out to be true, that should not cost anybody their life. So my children have been helping by making neighborhood signs with little things that say George Floyd had dreams, George Floyd's life mattered, George Floyd was a dad, George Floyd played sports. There's any number of cases like this. This weekend, Breonna Taylor in Louisville, Kentucky would be turning 27 years old. Some 11 years ago, Oscar Grant was killed at the hands of BART police officer Johannes Messerly. And right now we're at a pivotal point, I believe, in history, where we have an opportunity to change things, where we can all lend our voice to the cause in whatever way that is. If it means that you have a conversation, if it means that when somebody tells a joke or says, "I'm not racist, but ... and usually follows up with something that might be racist, you push back and you question a little bit, or you say, "Oh, did you think about this?" Whatever it is, I want to ask all of us what we can do so that we're not silent, so that we're lending our voice to the cause. Because if not now, when? If not this, what? And if not you, who?